What's up, guys? Welcome back. It's Friday, and so you know it's time for What the Fitness. So let's see what we got this week. But first, make sure you smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on those post notifications so you don't miss the WTF. And comment for the algorithm. This is a TikTok account called Samuel, but with the 3 instead of the E. He's going against the grain. Let's see what Samuel 3L has to say.
Eating more than 1 to 2 meals a day. Do you like being taken advantage of and told what to do? Breakfast is one of the biggest scams.
Don't let them tell you to eat more than 1 to 2 meals. Also, I'm telling you, don't eat more than 1 to 2 meals. Do you like being taken advantage of? Do you like people telling you what to do? Well, you shouldn't, except for me. Make sure you do what I tell you to do and not anybody else. The narcissism on some of these influencers is hysterical. All right, breakfast is one of the biggest scams in history, apparently.
It's one of the biggest scams in the history of the world. It's literally 100% a marketing ploy. Humans were not meant to eat.
100%. 100%, bro. 100%. Nobody ever woke up and goes, I just went 8 hours without eating. I think I'm hungry. Never happened. Complete and utter marketing ploy. Dates all the way back to the marketing materials back in, the dark ages. All those billboards they had along the horse carriage road saying, eat breakfast. Make sure that you go down to the baker and get some bread. Big carb. A marketing ploy? Okay. Yeah. Do people who make breakfast foods emphasize the importance of breakfast? Yes. That doesn't make it a marketing ploy and a complete scam. People have been eating a breakfast for a lot longer than there's been marketing, bro.
To eat breakfast. Skip breakfast. The longer period of times that we can go without consuming food, aka snacking, the longer we're going to live. There's almost a direct correlation.
There's almost a direct correlation. Did you know there is zero, none, zilch, no human evidence that fasting or skipping meals prolongs your life? And there is literally like one animal study where they showed that it prolonged lifespan. Oh, also, there's dozens of studies showing caloric restriction prolongs lifespan in various different animals, including higher primates, which has not been shown with any kind of fasting. So I know that like David Sinclair is like the god of longevity and has all these hacks, but I'm sorry, he is not a reliable source of information. Maybe fasting has some benefits independent of the caloric restriction it imposes, but it has not been shown yet. Can intermittent fasting be a way to control your calories, which could prolong your life and improve your lifespan? Yes. Is it uniquely individual and has it been shown to do so outside of caloric restriction in humans? Absolutely not. So let me get this straight. If I skip breakfast today, I live like how much longer? 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 10 minutes, 2 hours? Basically, all you got to do is just not eat, and apparently you can live forever. You fucking dolt.
Intermittent fasting is one of the most amazing things that you can do for your body. Not only does it give your body more time to focus on other things except digest.
More time to focus on other things. It's like people think, oh, if I eat food, now I can't do math. If I eat food, my heart's gonna stop beating. I ate food and now my legs don't work. Like, what the are you actually talking about? Focus on other things. This is verbiage used by people who have never had a basic physiology class.
Digesting food is one of the most energy intense things that our body does. It also heals.
Actually, not really. In terms of like energy expenditure, a large portion of our energy expenditure actually comes from all of our organs. Specifically, liver is actually like a large portion of your resting metabolic rate. But digestion, I mean, it's part of it, but it's not the major source of energy expenditure. And oh, by the way, if it was, that would be a good thing because you know what? It would mean that you would expend more energy when you're digesting things, you would get less calories and possibly live longer. But you never had a basic physiology class 3, so you wouldn't know that.
Also heals our cells and mitochondria, and it helps our cells.
Oh, again, it heals our cells and mitochondria. I'm just going to start vomiting out words I learned in high school so that I seem smart.
Cells fight against disease and cancer. What happens is the more we're consuming food, especially if it's processed food and sugar, disease and cancer cells build up in our body.
Oh, they just accumulate, do they? You start eating sugar and then all of a sudden cancer cells just start accumulating in your body. Like, I can't deal with the stupid anymore. But we thank him because it makes for great content.
However, when we start fasting, something happens called autophagy, which makes
Autophagy mode initiated. When we fast, autophagy starts. Did you know that there's no evidence that intermittent fasting uniquely increases autophagy compared to calorie restriction? In fact, there's more studies demonstrating that calorie restriction increases autophagy than intermittent fasting. Now, I am sure intermittent fasting absolutely does increase autophagy, but it's because you're restricting calories. By the way, autophagy is not always a good thing. There are some cancers where autophagy is actually elevated. Increased autophagy, also is part of muscle wasting. So just like throwing out this blanket word just because David Sinclair said it, he's going to regurgitate it. Autophagy, it doesn't always make it a good thing. But in the context of caloric restriction, maybe it is. But it's because of caloric restriction, not because fasting does something magical. Also, you always have autophagy going on. It is always occurring in your body. Now, if you consume food, because you're consuming protein, carbohydrates, fats, it can inhibit protein degradation. Autophagy is part of that. So it would make sense that if you eat, it decreases autophagy. But guess what happens if you're equating calories between diets? Well, yeah, if you fast, it'll increase autophagy. But by definition, if you're equating calories and you're only having 2 meals, those 2 meals are bigger. So guess what happens when you eat to your precious autophagy? It goes way down compared to a diet where people are eating, 3-4 meals a day, but each of them is smaller. If you're in a calorie deficit, you're still going to have elevated autophagy, though not as elevated as when fasting possibly, but you're also not going to have a big drop-off in autophagy. So take that and shove it up your precious autophagy. 3.
these cells kill themselves. Less bad cells, more good cells.
He stopped eating. I can't take it anymore. Programmed cell death is called apoptosis, and he has absolutely no idea how that works. No, just intermittent fasting does not necessarily mean you're going to initiate apoptosis, which, oh, by the way, isn't always a good thing either.
Intermittent fasting is one of the biggest hacks you can do if you want to get shredded, lose weight, have mental clarity, and live a healthier life overall. Stop eating breakfast. You're being lied to.
If you're claiming intermittent fasting gave you mental clarity and you put out that video, I'm going to start eating 15 times a day because that was some of the dumbest I've ever seen in my life. All right, I'm out.